Imagine standing on a wide desert plain, the sun blazing above and the wind stirring the dust. In the distance, a figure on horseback rides swiftly across the land. His eyes are sharp, his voice strong, and his spirit unbreakable. He is a leader, a warrior, and a symbol of resistance. His name is Geronimo, and he is one of the most well-known Native American figures in history. Geronimo was born in 1829 in what is now Arizona. He was a member of the Apache tribe, a group of Native Americans who lived in the Southwest. The Apache were known for being strong, skilled fighters, and excellent at living in the desert. Geronimo's childhood was filled with stories of his people, their connection to the land, and the importance of courage and family. He grew up learning how to hunt, ride, and survive in the wild. As a young man, Geronimo's life changed forever when his family was attacked by Mexican soldiers. His mother, wife, and children were killed. This terrible loss filled him with grief and anger. From that moment on, Geronimo became determined to protect his people and fight back. He began to lead raids against those he saw as enemies, using the desert to his advantage. He could move quickly, disappear into the mountains, and strike without warning. During the 1800s, the United States was growing fast. As settlers moved west, they took land that had belonged to Native American tribes for centuries. The U.S. government made promises and treaties with tribes, but many of these were broken. Native people were pushed off their land and forced to live on reservations. The Apache, like many other tribes, did not want to leave their homeland. Geronimo became a powerful leader in the fight to keep Apache land. He didn't always have a big army, but he was clever and brave. He used surprise attacks and knew the land so well that soldiers had a hard time finding him. People began to tell stories about him. Some feared him, while others admired him. His name became famous across the country. For years, Geronimo and his followers avoided capture. They traveled across deserts and mountains, always staying one step ahead of the U.S. Army. At times, he was captured and sent to reservations, but he escaped more than once. His ability to keep going, even when the odds were against him, made him a legend. He showed that even a small group of people could make a big impact if they were determined and knew the land. Eventually, after many years of fighting, Geronimo surrendered in 1886. He was the last Native American leader to give up during the Indian Wars. By that time, there were too many soldiers and too little help. He surrendered not because he gave up hope, but because he wanted to protect his people from more suffering. He and his followers were taken far from their homeland and made to live as prisoners for many years. Later in life, Geronimo became a public figure. He was invited to fairs and public events where people came to see the famous Apache warrior. He rode in President Theodore Roosevelt's inauguration parade in 1905, though he was still not allowed to return home. Even though the government treated him like a celebrity, he remained a prisoner. He often said he wished he could go back to his homeland one last time. Geronimo died in 1909 at the age of 79. He passed away in Oklahoma, still far from the desert land he loved. But his story did not end there. Today, Geronimo is remembered as a symbol of bravery and resistance. He fought for what he believed in, even when things seemed impossible. His name still stands for courage and strength, and many people honor his memory. Geronimo's life shows us how one person can make a difference. He didn't have armies or great weapons, but he had heart, spirit, and a deep love for his people and land. His story teaches us about standing up for what's right, even when it's hard. And it reminds us to listen to the voices of those who have been pushed aside, because their stories matter too.